Okay, we are live, everyone. We are so excited for this conversation today about celebrating Christmas around the world as a military homeschooler. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our 22nd, I have to count, military Facebook Live. My name is Natalie Mack, and I am a high school educational consultant as well as military outreach community coordinator. I am also a retired Navy chaplain's wife, and we have homeschooled five of our own kids. Four have graduated, gone on to college. I miss them so much. Oh my gosh. And I still have an 11th grader at home. So, joining me today for this really fun conversation are Destin Jenkins, who is currently in Germany on the Netherlands border. So, we're going to talk about that, and Angela Fry, who just moved back from Yokosuka, and she is now in California. And I'll add a little bit of my memories of Christmas from living in Italy and in Germany. I'll sprinkle it in, but we really want to give these two ladies a chance to share with us. So I wanted to say to all my fellow military homeschooling parents that are joining us on Facebook, and if you're catching the replay later, thank you so much for being here with us. Please go ahead and let us know where you are joining us from. And if you have any Christmas memories, which I know you do if you're military and if you moved around, you have lived in all kinds of places, even if not overseas, we want to hear what your maybe your one or two Christmas memories that you want to share. Please put those in the comments. And finally, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put those in the comments as well. And we will get to them towards the end of our live. We really are excited to have you. Thank you so much for coming on in. So we'll be populating some information over in the comments as well. So we're going to talk about Christmas around the world, right? And so I really appreciate you all for agreeing to be on the live because you're in so many different parts of the world right now. And so in a time zone, and as I was talking to my husband about coordinating this, he's like, okay, you're in one time zone and you're coordinating with several other different time zones, right? And no worries, Dustin, we're military homeschoolers. We got kids, right? So do not worry. We're going to go ahead and begin with each one of you sharing about your family. Hey, look who's joining us. Awesome. So let us know about your family, right? Because it's military homeschools. We love to know that. What branch of service, all the things, right? How long you've been homeschooling and anything else that you want to share. And I'll go ahead, Justin, go ahead and let us know. And let us know who has joined us. Hello.
Hey, well, this is Benji.
Hi,
He's my youngest.
Benji.
He is 3, be
All
turning
right.
4 soon. and and I have a 7-year-old as well.
Okay.
I've been homeschooling since my 7-year-old was really about 3, about his age, about 4, 3 or 4. So
Okay.
we've been home. We're still kind of newish,
Yeah. Yeah.
still figuring our way. But we started our homeschool journey really in Colorado Springs, and
Okay.
then, but he was about 5, so we didn't have to sign him up for anything, or
Right.
we had
Right.
to register or anything until before we were here in Germany. So, um, yeah, it's been fun.
That is
It's been a fun
awesome.
ride.
And what branch of service? I'm thinking Air
Oh,
Force, but no, Army,
yes,
Air
yes,
Force.
Air
Okay.
Force.
Okay. Got it.
I'm an Air Force veteran, and then my husband is still doing his Air Force career.
Awesome. 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 When you said Colorado Springs, I went, okay, Army, Fort Carson, or Air Force Academy, or something else in
Our
between.
Space Force
Space
now.
Force, right? Exactly. Right. Right. Exactly. So that is so awesome. How long have you been in Germany?
We've been in Germany. It'll be 3 years this coming August, so we're
Okay.
getting ready to head out.
I was thinking, I was counting, 3 years. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So a PCS is probably coming. Angela, thank you so much. We met in Naples, Italy, or we knew each other. I can't remember if
Yeah.
we actually met. I think we did, but maybe. Tell me your story. Tell me about you.
Well, I do remember meeting you in Italy. I believe we met at a at the uh, I think it was like a historical day, and we were
Okay.
all writing I think we were like doing like a science project, maybe
Okay.
the homeschoolers there. But I'm Angela Fry. I have 3 kids. I've homeschooled them all. We've been doing this for 12 years.
Awesome.
Our daughter is now 23. She's graduated from college and she's on about to go into her master's program next year at Howard University.
Awesome.
Then we have our middle child who is in his second year of college. And we still have Nathan who's 15 and we're part of the CC community here in California. Um, we had we have gone overseas quite a bit, and we've done most of our homeschooling in Japan for 9.5 years. And so we are part of the Navy. So right now, my husband is in Diego Garcia, and we were able to go anywhere in America. So we chose to come to California.
Wow, wow, wow. That is awesome. I love hearing the journeys of military families. There's no one that is, I mean, they're all so unique. It's incredible. So thank you all so much. And we have Kimberly who has joined us as well. I'm excited to have Kimberly here too. Thank you so much. So Kimberly is joining us from, I think I have it correct, Camp Humphreys, South Korea. So she wins the MVP because if you calculations of what time it is, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You know, it's really early there. So thank you so much. I can never say thank you enough for joining us. I know our viewers will be blessed by all three of you all. Kimberly, let us know a little bit about you, your family, and anything else that you want to share about as an introduction, please.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Williams. I am sorry for being late. I was an hour off, but
It's okay. Time zones, I get it.
I'm a military brat. My dad was Air Force, and then I married into the dark side as my husband's in the Army, and then I've been married. I'm I'm here. We're here at Camp Humphreys right now, and we're supposed to move next summer. So we hopefully will find out in January. But I've been homeschooling for about 5 years. I homeschooled my son, who's currently in 3rd grade, and my daughter is just now 4 years old, and she goes to a Korean kindergarten. And so she's going to be joining us when we move back to the States.
Wow, that is so awesome. Yay. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us as well. So, as you are watching us, please go ahead and let us know where you're watching from and any comments, any questions. We had a lot of interest in this. So, sometimes we get a lot of viewers during the live, and oftentimes we'll get even more during our replay. So, I kind of speak to both our live viewers and our replay viewers. I appreciate all of you all. So, go ahead and you can put anything in the comments and we'll get to you. I see Grace Reagan getting to celebrate the birth of Jesus and seeing family and friends. Yes, yes, yes. So that is so awesome. So we're going to get going with the information people want to know, right? People are here. We got Elizabeth. Hello from Kansas. Thank you so much. So let's get started with, let's see, Destin. I think if I follow my script, which I should do, right? You're living in Germany on the Netherlands border. And I was thinking that means you're experiencing Christmas in 2 countries, right?
Yeah.
Distinctly different countries, but they're on the border. So I'm thinking typically border countries share so much in common, including the language of each country,
Mhm.
right? So tell us a little bit about that. And what's your favorite event in Germany? Let's start with that.
Well, I would have to say Germany is a little bit harder to go around and speak with because they're more reluctant to speak English here. They know how, they just don't like to.
Okay.
But we love it. I mean, we've been to so many things, but I think our favorite is definitely the Christmas markets. We've been to Cologne and we've been to Aachen now, and then our favorite is at Marode Castle, which is really close to here, and it is just beautiful. It's near Durin.
Oh wow! And you were sharing with me why you and your husband both that's your favorite, right? You and your
Yes.
husband, yeah. Okay. So what about in the Netherlands? Tell me what would be a favorite in the Netherlands.
You know, we actually haven't hit up the Christmas market in the Netherlands,
Okay.
but Our homeschool group, we do most of our stuff over in the Netherlands because it's actually legal to homeschool in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So we tend to gather more there. And we absolutely love doing participating in our own homeschool. We meet up in this beautiful, beautiful hilly area called Gulpen.
Oh.
And we meet at the very top of this hill, which you can look down at the villages, and you have the rolling hills behind. So it's a beautiful scenery. And then we set up our own Christmas market. We have elf bucks, and
right?
yeah, that we pass out. They're little like pretend coins, and then everybody makes their own things to sell. All the kids make their own things to sell. They set up their little booths and they decorate it, and it just gets really, really beautiful and elaborate. That's probably our favorite over there.
That sounds really neat. I want to make sure we get back to you talking about that, living in both, because you do, like you mentioned, a commissary is in the Netherlands. So I want to get back to that, but I'm gonna go to Angela, and then I hope I circle back because that was really cool. Actually, sorry, let's go to Kimberly. So I know when we talked about this, doing this Facebook Live about Christmas, I remember that you were making sure that I knew, it's not the same in South Korea, right, as it is like in Europe and of course in the States. So tell me a little bit about your experience though, because you do have some experience of celebrating Christmas, and it doesn't have to be like any other part of the world, even if it's not quite what we envision. That's the whole fun of this Facebook Live. So what is your experience there?
So Christmas here in Korea is not to the extent of Europe, obviously, but even not into the United States. Basically, we have there is decorations, but it's not like everybody decorates their house. Not everybody has a tree, but I live in an apartment complex, and you can tell who does celebrate Christmas a lot in their house with the decorations. But Korea is a large population of Christians, so the idea of Christmas is not what as we celebrate it. It's more of to the Koreans, it's more of a Valentine's Day in essence. So it's all about the love, but there is decorations at the malls, at the public spaces, trying to create that romanticism of Christmas, of again, that love. And so it's a little bit different here. If you watch any K-dramas, the big thing is the first snow with your loved one and kissing during the first snow. That will mean forever love. And so, but the Koreans, their big holiday is Chuseok, so it's more of our Thanksgiving and Christmas put together as one. So,
and what was it pronounced again?
Chuseok.
Chuseok.
So,
okay.
Chuseok.
All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, any K-pop fans that are watching now or later, I heard there was a reference there, so I know you picked up on that. That's gaining in so much popularity. We have another military homeschooling family. Her daughter, I'm not sure if she's still there. And Christina, you will tell me. You should know if she's still in Korea. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But she did travel there. She's a big K-pop fan. So that's super cool. All right. So Angela, we already talked about meeting in Naples. So, and then after that, do I have it right that you all PCS to Japan? And for those who are not military, PCS, I need to remember, right? Because we have people who watch you aren't military. Permanent change your station, which is laughable because it's not permanent, because you're going to move again. But anyway, just to explain PCS. And then you did move on to Japan. I have that right?
I did. Right after Naples, we went to Japan and to California, then back to Japan.
Oh, I missed that. I missed the loop. Okay. I love it. Seeing you all, it's military life, right? And always full of surprises. So Naples to Japan to California and back to Japan, and now you're back in California. Yeah.
Yep. And right before Japan, right before Naples, it was Japan. So we've been to Japan 3 times.
Oh my word. How cool is that? That
Yeah.
is, I love it. I love it. So I know you miss Japan though, right? Because that's a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time to have spent there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I raised my kids there for almost 9.5 years. So, yeah.
Yeah. That is super cool. So tell me a little bit about your favorite experience of Christmas in Japan. Over the years, I know it's gonna be a lot, but tell me some things.
Well, I would say the first thing that comes to mind is sharing Japan, sharing Christmas with the Japanese students.
Okay.
Um, there's a lot of like exchange students that come and visit your home for like a week or maybe a day. So
Wow.
you get this experience of sharing your family traditions and what you do for Christmas with Japanese students. And sometimes it might be a mom and her children, or it may be high school kids. And I've done both. And
Mhm.
so one of the Japanese traditions that they bring you a gift every time they come to your home.
Wow.
This is very hard to keep up with.
Yes.
Yes, you do a lot of play dates, and if you do a lot of home visits and just visiting friends, there's always a gift exchange. So uh, this was my first time being in Japan, and I wasn't used to the exchange. But when they came to my home, they came with a lot of gifts and a big stocking and toys and holiday treats and things like that. Um, so that was like it's probably one of the most memorable things that I can think of. Another moment was when we have returned to Japan and we didn't have housing. And so we were in the hotel and we
Mhm.
spent Christmas in the hotel. And we had just came from Italy. So I grabbed everything I could in Italy, all the Christmas decorations that I could at a market. And
Yes.
so when we were in the hotel, all that we needed was a tree.
Oh
And
wow.
so I'm sorry.
Okay.
Japan doesn't do live trees. You can't chop a tree down, so you have to go to the store and buy one. So we went to the 100 yen store, bought a tree for 1,000 yen, which was probably like $8 or $7 now, and it
Okay.
had all the Christmas trimming on it. And so that's what we had for our Christmas tree.
That
Um,
is cool.
yeah, and Japan is really big on KFC. Um,
Okay.
It's actually one of the number one food that they buy. They pre-order a whole KFC meal for their Christmas dinner. So it's very popular. And so we ordered that, and we spent our first Christmas for the second time in Japan in the hotel, well, the Navy Lodge, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That is so cool. Now I know so many military families can relate to spending like so much time in these military lodges, Navy Lodge, Army, all of them, right? We've lived
Yeah,
in so many of them, and you just like learn to make the best of it because that's all you really can do, right? You
exactly.
just
Yeah,
got to get your mind wrapped around that this is what it's going to be, and so I love hearing that because that's real life for us as military families, and we don't always have a lot of say in where we're going to land and where we're going to be and when.
yeah.
So that is super cool. Now you mentioned a store that would that was it 100 yen store?
Yep. It's a
Yeah,
100 yen store, like a
like
dollar store. Yeah,
a I heard that and I said, okay, is that like a version of Dollar Tree, right?
it really is. It's a version of a Dollar Tree, but some things are 500, 1,000 yen, like a Christmas tree. But you can find everything you need from kitchen utensils to fabric. It's thousands of products in there. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Is it small like a Dollar Tree or big like a Walmart
It's
or
I
something?
wouldn't say a Walmart. I would
Okay,
say it's big, like maybe two sizes of our Dollar Tree.
got you. Okay.
And so they're very popular. They have many different versions of a 100 yen store. Like we have the Dollar Tree and General Dollar and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah,
Okay. Wow. 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 Love it. Well, thank you so much. That is so cool. So, um, I wanted to remind people if they're coming in, go ahead and let us know where you're watching from. Put any questions in. So I'll share our memory. So, gosh, as I was thinking through them, I'm like, oh, how many things? What do we say? So, Angela, haven't lived in Naples, and anyone that's watching that is in Naples that have lived there, you know about Christmas Alley, right? So, all things Christmas are you can find in Christmas Alley, you know, things that are valuable and things that are just not worth the money, but it's all fun. The Italian Presepe, right? Definitely, which is like the nativity scene, and it's an amazing the craftsmanship that you see with these Presepes, and you can get small Presepes and massive ones. You know, a small nativity scene, a big one. And trying to get that package so it's not damaged to get it back or wherever you next PCS. I was going to say back to the States. It's not always to the States, it's to another place like another out overseas assignment. And La Befana, that one, right? That is interesting. When I first saw that, I said, that's a witch, right? So, and then in Germany, of course, Christmas markets. Those are just magical as well. And in Italy, there are Christmas markets too. And so in every country, there are Christmas markets. I know Germany is really famous for them, but we enjoy so many Christmas markets in Italy as well. The Nutcrackers. I also remember Heidelberg, right? The castle and how beautiful it is, lit up. And then we spent one Christmas after Christmas going to an indoor soccer tournament that was near this town called Dinkelsbühl, which is on the Romantic Road. And it was like a I don't know, like something out of a Christmas Carol. It was a magical little town, and of course it was snowing because it's Germany, right? And but that didn't stop us. Things continue on in Germany. Snow is a factor, and you just do, and rain too, right? So you just do what you have to do. So those are just a few of my memories. I see we have someone from Puerto Rico that has joined us. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about living overseas and getting ready for, and quote, if you want to create an American Christmas, what is that like? And we know that you have to like transition sometimes because some of the resources, some of the things are not available. Angela was just talking about that. So, like a live tree and all. So, let's talk, Destin. Is that something that you are able to purchase a live tree or in decorations? What have you done to be creative in living where you're living?
So in Germany, Christmas is such a big deal. It's huge. I mean, you know now it's a huge deal. So you can pretty much go to any store and get whatever you need, whatever you need. We actually have our pre-lit tree that we
Okay.
brought over, but we don't plug it in. We actually just went and got some lights and wrap it around.
Yeah.
But here, normally you would get a real Christmas tree. That's just a big tradition that they have, that they really love their real Christmas trees. So there is abundance of that.
Yeah.
There's abundance of decorations.
All that you need for Christmas.
And houses, I mean, you will see them. You'll be on the Autobahn and you can just see the rows of houses with all of their Christmas lights on the outside. We have one of our neighbors here that has like a shooting star type thing going on. So in our area, their real big things are stars. And
Okay.
we asked why, and nobody really knows.
Yeah.
They just like stars. And so
Just
you'll
like
see stars hanging in all their windows, lit up outside all their houses.
that is super cool. So are you living on or off the installation? Are you living on the economy or on?
So I have to live on the economy. We do not have any base housing here on the Netherlands side at Brunsum or at Geilenkirchen. So they're very small bases. And
Yeah, let them join. Come on in. It's Christmas. Come on in.
and so
Mommy, I want to play the game.
okay. So let him play the game, please.
No.
Let him play the game, please. Here you go. Okay. Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're
Yeah,
fine.
so we live off base because we have to.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice.
You don't
So,
have a
but
choice.
we love it. We
Yeah.
love it. We actually found a really quiet village.
Okay.
It's a half mile from the Netherlands. I work out a lot, and I like to go for long runs. So I usually go run to the Netherlands and through the Netherlands and back into Germany and like, and then hold on, yeah, and then but yeah, so we found this quiet little thing. There's I think one other American family, but they don't have kids, so we have the only American kids in our village.
Wow.
So it's a lot of fun.
That sounds fabulous. I love it. When we moved to Italy, when we got orders, we decided we wanted to live on the economy. Obviously, when we got there, we realized that that wasn't necessarily our decision to make per se. Base because the garrison commander looks at if there's on base housing available, they want to actually fill it, right? Because the government is paying for that space. But because we have 5 kids, we were able to like be an exception, and so we were able to live off. But interestingly enough, there were families with 6 kids who actually were on. So I don't know. I just want to say I feel like we were blessed because that's what we wanted, and it was such a unique experience. And so I kind of somewhat know. And I've gone through like living in Germany and going through some of these sleepy little towns. It's really a different experience. In Germany, things shut down. They shutter up at a certain time at night, and everyone's inside, right? They're inside. So it's really interesting. In Italy, people are out, right? And it's loud, and they're awake until like 11 or 12. Right? They put the partying and having, and it's a whole nother experience. So
It
it's
really is.
really neat. It's really neat.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things that was really shocked us is because we live in such a small community and small village. We have tractors that come by every day. It's a very farmland field. But for Christmas, they put lights on the tractors, and the tractors go from village to village, and they do their parade, and that's our parade is actual farm tractors that are decorated in lights, and they will go all out. They'll have music blaring and all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds fun. That does sound fun, definitely. So we'll transition over to Kimberly. Let's go back over to Camp Humphreys, and I imagine artificial tree that you have brought with you. Is that correct? To tell us a little bit, because I know you mentioned about Seoul having, you can get decorations there, but tell me a little bit about that for you.
So yes, I brought our Christmas decorations when we came to Korea. It was one of those last minute arguments with my husband that it will come with us no matter what. So so I did find a small storage space for it during the year, but yeah, so I brought everything with me, and luckily I did, or unluckily, which way I did it. Koreans don't have like traditional like again with the Christmas decorations you can find going to the Christmas markets. They do have Christmas market up in Seoul and some of the bigger populations, but it's like a weekend thing. It's like a 2-day event. And it's more for the food stalls and people's wares that they have created on their own craftsmanship and so forth. But again, it's not to the extent that you're going to find in Europe. And then as far as Christmas trees go, so there is a place up in, you can, for us going to AK Plaza in Pyeongtaek, take the bus up to the bus Seoul station. And when you think of a bus station, you think just a bus station.
Yeah.
But bus and train stations are not the same as they are in the western side of the world. There's shops, there's places to eat, restaurants. So imagine, I liken it to Crystal City in DC.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of that scale. So you have the stores, you have the shops, you have the places you can eat at, And Koreans are huge into cafes, so you can find a cafe on any corner anywhere. But in this bus station, there is this every year they have put out uh, Christmas decorations. Again, they're not centric to decorations you're going to find for Korea. You know, nothing's going to say Korea or Seoul. It's just, it's Christmas decorations. A lot of, we get a lot of creative spouses here on the peninsula, and they have created, you know, things that say Seoul or Korea or whatever for Christmas trees for remembrances. However, like I said, you don't find those things to remember to put on the tree every year, because everywhere we go, we typically try to find something that we've done in that year to go to. Like we went to Guam, so we got a Guam, you know, ornament. But I tend to go to, like when we go to museums or Namsan Tower, Seoul Tower, I tend to get the bookmarks. They do bookmarks in Korea at all the gift shops. So I get those and try to write the date or whatever it was on there so I could put it on our Christmas tree. But yeah, as far as Christmas decorations, it's not a huge thing that you're going to find. And when I was thinking about this yesterday with all the questions that you wrote down, Natalie, I just wanted, when I was talking to you about, you know, how not Christmas, you're going to find it as in the Western world. Think about this. England would not be celebrating Christmas as it does today if it wasn't for Queen Victoria's husband, who brought over Christmas, the traditions from Germany. So what they have today here in Korea has been brought over because of the Western countries who have come in here, who have helped and are partnering ship, because kapshigapshida, we go together, is a huge thing. So the Koreans really much love the Western countries who have come in to help and be a part of the protection of this peninsula. So again, a lot of those traditions, a lot of our holidays, they brought to them, they have accepted, but they don't do it at the extent that we do in the United States.
Right. I love all of that history. That is so super cool. So that explains a lot and brings into the historical, the political, the peninsula and the situation, you know, North Korea, right? South Korea, the whole piece and that reality of living on the peninsula. And so that's super cool. I love it. I love it. I love history. So that's the thing. So yeah, so Angela, let's talk a little bit more about Japan. Anything else that you want to share in reference to your experience there? You did say there's no chopping down of trees. So, and you talk about the Navy Lodge experience. That you moved out of the Navy Lodge and eventually.
We eventually, yes, and we spend the next 3 years, 3 Christmases there. We actually got 4 years out of that tour.
Wow.
I would say it's really hard to get a live tree, but the military brings in hundreds of trees for military families. So you can, a military family can pick a live Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So and of course, the military base provides a lot of the decoration and things like that. If you're looking for those nice decorations for Christmas, you can find them at the Christmas market. They bring in this German Christmas market for everyone in Yokohama. No, yeah, in Yokohama. And you do have to pay to get in there, but it's a really nice experience. You can find really unique gifts to give to your friends and share with your co-workers and, you know, homeschoolers and things like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of more. We mainly spent Christmas on base. There's a
Okay.
lot of decoration on base and Christmas lighting of trees and things like that.
Yeah.
And also at our church, which is international church. So there's South Korean, there is Malaysian, Japanese, and that's in our congregation. And we have the lighting on the tree, and we also have a Christmas program that I
Nice.
look forward to every single year. And also a children's program that my son got to sing his solo song. So that was really unique. Just to get that experience that I had when I was a kid. You're always searching for that because when you move overseas and you see you see like, you're trying to, um, you want the experience of the country that you're in,
Right.
of the host land, of the
Right.
host nation, but you're also still searching for what traditionally can I still do with my children,
Right.
that I used to do in the States.
Right.
So our church gave us a lot of that,
Yeah.
especially around Christmas time.
That is awesome. So yeah, you are so right. Right. As during the holiday season, particularly Christmas, that's a really like unique, special one. And then of course, the 4th of July, those times, right?
Mhm.
You, you want to, like you said, expose your children and your whole family to all of the awesome things that they can experience in this other country. But in your mind, you're also thinking like, oh gosh, how can
Oh, Natalie dropped off.
Oh
um,
no.
yeah, uh,
I guess I'll get her back on just a minute.
yeah.
I know one of the things that we brought to incorporate, because you mentioned like you want to share like some of the things that you've done in your childhood.
Oh, yeah.
We have a countdown that I had when I was younger, and my dad was a single dad when I was growing up, and it's a nativity scene, and you put a character up each day all the
Oh,
way
yeah.
until Christmas. And
That's
so my kids have loved
Hmm.
that. They've loved
Well,
incorporating that.
something is happening. Can you still hear me though?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so we will have to proceed. The show must go on. I don't want to take time trying to figure out why something's going on with my camera. But sorry about that, viewers. But you've seen me already. Definitely we will keep going. Um, Let me make sure there's nothing. Yeah. So we'll just keep going. Um, so what I wanted to also talk about is some of the experience that your children, right, have been able to experience living in different places. So tell me a little bit about that. Because I was remembering for us one Christmas holiday that we spent in Paris. We were celebrating our oldest daughter's birthday. So I remember how thankful I was for EasyJet. So I don't know, Angela, EasyJet, Ryanair, right? So
Ryanair, yes.
yeah, Ryanair, and being able to fly in from Naples to Paris, Orly Airport, and then we had to navigate our way, right, from Orly, from
Yeah.
the airport to a bus into Paris, and then take the metro to our B&B, and it was in one of the with the French call arrondissement, the neighborhoods of France, to figure out where we were. So but our kids remember that and they're like, wow, what an awesome experience. And so we remember, being, at the, going up the Eiffel Tower, and it was Christmas time. So it was just magical. So Destin, what are some things that your little ones have experienced?
Like I said before, the whole tractor parade was something that was so new to us. And it comes so late at night too. So we had to be like, we put our kids to bed and they were like, wait a minute, get up everybody. Like there's stuff going on. So we had to get used to that, but they love that. And then they got to experience a lot of different cultures, because not only do we live on the Netherlands border and close to Belgium, but we actually have in our homeschool group so many different people from different places. So we have Canadians, we have someone from Hungary, we have someone, we have families from Belgium, we have Dutch families, we have German families, you name it. We even have some from the UK. So getting to share and around Christmas time and a little bit of all of their traditions and cultures and different treats that they make, foods that they make for their own little Christmas traditions, have been one of the kids' most exciting and adventurous things that they've done since being here.
That is awesome. That is good, good, good. And so, and likewise for Angela, like I mentioned, I know that you're missing Japan, but your children, wow, that's a significant
Yeah.
portion of their life, having lived in Japan. So, what would you say that they enjoyed the most about the experience and about Christmas as well?
I would I would say probably keeping the American traditions, keeping that going on base. We had a lot of base life there, but we also every year would go to a little place in I think it's called Nico, and we would go to a place called Turtle Inn. There was the owner of this little hotel was obsessed with turtles, so she had at least 200 of them. And so we, around Christmas time, would go there and we start walking up this hill, and it's this Edo period Christmas, not Christmas, well, this Edo period village. And all of a sudden it starts to snow. So that was like a really like a great experience for us to like experience a different side of Japan, more in the country. Um, and we got to see a sumo wrestler and sumo. It was like a sumo wrestling Edo period home where they kept all the sumo wrestlers at. And then we went up this mountain, um, and that was pretty unique because once we got up to the mountain was so large that it had a lake.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and so once we got to the up to the mountain, and we're not really thinking to ourselves, but we're like, why is there a lake up here?
Right.
But this mountain is so big, it actually has a lake on it. And there was also a waterfall connected to it. And so that was a unique experience. We actually started going there every single year afterwards, uh, to this little small place that no name brand, just maybe 4 or 5 rooms, was upstairs, and then there had the on scene, which is like uh, what like a hot bath, you know. Um, so yeah, that was pretty unique.
Wow, such great experiences. Oh gosh, it makes me wish we had had an opportunity to be stationed in other places. There's always more places, right, that you could
I
be.
I would say that in Europe we have more of the Christmas traditions to do, more of the plays to see, and more because the town does a lot of the decorations. And so I grabbed whatever I could because I knew I'm going back to Japan and it's very commercialized. I kind of think like in the 70s, KFC made it even more popular, made Christmas more popular.
Right.
Because it was the uh, advertisement on TV that really connected uh, this holiday to the Japanese people. And so KFC is a really, I'm not, it sounds silly, but it really is a big thing in
It's a
Japan.
big thing. Yes.
Like we will have a turkey. Um, they can get turkey there, so KFC monopolized on that idea of having uh, a, a centerpiece,
Wow.
and so it became KFC. Yeah.
Wow. I love that, the history. And it was always interesting traveling around, seeing, fast food restaurants, seeing like, oh my gosh. And as much as you love to try, well, I don't know. Some people aren't that adventurous with trying different foods, but we tried them. But every once in a while, we're like, oh gosh, great. There's a McDonald's here. Even if it's not your favorite, you just kind of wanted a little bit of a taste of home or something. So I can imagine. So that is so awesome. So for those who are jumping on, we're going to get ready to get to any questions and comments. So make sure you put those in over in the comment section. And I know you're like, what happened to her? Where is she? Sorry, my camera's gone out, but the show is still going on. So hang in there with us. So finally, Kimberly, let's just kind of bring it back to you a little bit about something that you mentioned about the Santa Claus at the Camp Humphreys Exchange, breakfast with Santa. Tell me a little bit about those experiences.
So last weekend's young son, garrison, which is very small because they're shutting down and they've got just a small little garrison that's up there. But they do have Dragon Hill Lodge, which is in Seoul. And so a lot of Americans tend to go up there to go to Seoul to go shopping and so forth. But they did have their breakfast with Santa last weekend, and Camp Humphreys is having our breakfast with Santa next Saturday. So they do this year have have Santa coming to the PX, and that's been kind of fun. And I haven't gotten an opportunity to take my kids there because usually my daughter's in school until 4 p.m. But we are going to go and do the breakfast with Santa next weekend. So yeah, a lot of the traditions that I want my kids to remember from the States while they're not here, we have to tend to go to the installation to get those feels of home, basically.
Yeah, those experiences.
Yeah, but it's been really fun. We've gotten to explore, and a lot of people, we talk about shopping and having to get ahead of the game, especially with being overseas and trying to order stuff and make sure stuff is here in time, from say like Amazon or Walmart or wherever. But we do have a great place up in Seoul called Dongdaemun, which is a district of nothing but shopping. There's a district for clothing. There's a district for shoes. There's a district for toys. And I mean, it's just streets and streets full. But yes, and especially a district for home goods and all that good stuff. So it's different. But it is it's great fun. Today, I'm going to go with my friend to a cafe because Korea we have cafes like all over the place. Koreans and their coffee.
Right.
So I personally, if you can see my shirt, it says coffee.
Yes, it's coffee.
I am in the correct. I am in the correct place.
I thought you wore that because it's so early there in the morning. Tell everyone what time it is in the morning.
It's 3:52. It's 3:52 in the morning.
Wow. I know. So, everybody, give her some hearts. Shout her out.
So when I set my alarm last night, again, I was an hour off. My time buddy, it failed me. But yes, so today I'm going to go with a friend to a cafe that has been decked out and decorated with the tents and so forth for Christmas. So they love their themes here in Korea, and so those are the things that we grab, or at least I tend to grab onto to give me the feels of home, because I'm missing home this year.
Yes, I hear you. It's hard.
I have a question for Kimberly.
Yes.
Is there a daylight saving time there?
No.
Okay.
No. It is the best thing ever. That's great.
I would agree. Yeah, it's really hard being overseas and trying to do the time zone, and you have family that live on both sides of the country, and then you have friends that are probably still in Europe or Asia, and you're trying to keep all these time zones. So
I know.
I think that's
I use the Time Buddy app, but again, it fails me today. When I was thinking 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, that was the time we were starting, not 3 o'clock in the morning to wake up. So that was my apologies. But yes, I love not having a time zone.
And I have to laugh, and in planning this, I don't know how. I completely didn't think about time zone, because Kimberly, like you will message me sometime back and forth, and it's like, what time is it? And when I realized that, I said to you, I said, oh, I am so deeply sorry that I even invited you to, like, please feel free to say, hey, Natalie, it's just too early. And so, but I do appreciate you. So thank you.
I appreciate. Thank you for including me. It's been fun, but no, I really enjoy doing these kinds of things. So, and I'm up at all hours, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Angela said, yeah, right. So
yeah,
that is awesome. So this conversation, we could keep talking about. Christmas is such a fun time of the year. And even when Kimberly was talking about different shopping, I thought, oh, maybe that should be another Facebook Live. With the tie to homeschoolers some kind of way. So I don't know. We could figure out what kind of curriculum. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If there's a way, there's a if there's a will, there's a way, right? So we will figure it out. So, but if someone had mentioned it sounds like Italy, so it made me think about all the different shopping and the mercati, right? In Italy. So it's crazy and so much fun. So I hope this conversation has been an encouragement for everyone watching. I hope it has been fun. As military homeschool families, you can see we're stationed all over the world. And so we face unique challenges. Sometimes we can feel a little bit disconnected, a little bit forgotten. So HSLDA here, we're working hard to develop resources that will help you find connections and encouragement. One of the ways we do that is that we are maintaining a growing list of homeschool groups that you can search for overseas military support groups as well as those in the States. So, if you are a leader of a military homeschool support group, I would love to make sure that your particular group is listed in our group directory. So, please go ahead and message me or email me rather at military@hslda.org. If you have any questions and need any assistance in your military homeschooling family, definitely reach out via email as well. But that is one of the goals I have is to populate our group directory with more military groups. All right. Now, also, if you are an HSLDA member, you already know that we have a great legal team, fantastic educational consultants that can help military families like yours through questions and challenges that may come up in homeschooling stateside or overseas. So I wanted to definitely pause before we close out because I wanted to read our comments and then I'll give you information about how to join if you're interested. Let's go into our comments for a minute and questions, and let's see who has joined us as we get towards the end of our live. Thank you so much. So I did see Grace Reagan about the birth of Jesus. Yes. And then Elizabeth joined us from Kansas, and Grace mentioned she was from Michigan. And Grace said, Destiny, what's your favorite German Christmas tradition? I think we did cover that already. So that is good. Donna Harder says, hello from Michigan. It's getting cold there, right? In this time of year. Hello from Georgia. Dan Vanessa Channel or Chanel. My close friend grew up in Germany, a military family, and books she passed along to us inspired my son to study German. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for sharing stories. Great. I'm so glad you joined us. And then Jennifer, I did mention hello from PR. And you have a friend, Candace, that shouted out, hi, Destin. Candace Howard Steinlick.
Hi. Yes.
Yes.
She just left from here.
Oh, also, yeah, she's probably missing it too. I know.
Oh, yes.
And then Linda from Fort Ord, she has a great group there. Linda Bendall, hello from California, she says. And then two ladies, Midwest Adventures. Thanks for joining. You joined before, and I just love your name. You said, I'm sorry I wasn't notified of your show. I'm sorry. Make sure you are following in the page, HSLDA Military Families. And you should be able to get, I think you can turn on your notifications as well. Let's see what else. She says KFC in Japan is crazy. I can verify that too. So she has gone to KFCs in Japan, is what she said. And Linda says, yeah, it makes it feel like home. It's such a fun idea for the kids. And then two ladies again says, that is fantastic. They are still doing Santa at the PX. I remember those days. We loved volunteering for those events. Yes, military community, we run on volunteers, right? We run on volunteers. That's just the bottom line. And most of them are the military spouses. So, and when we're homeschooling, we're still typically volunteering in some capacity in our military community in some way, whether it's in our homeschool group, whether it's in a spouse group, whether it's leading a yoga or whatever it is, right? We're there. And, military runs so well because of us. So I always shout out our military spouses. Let's see what else. Sounds like Italy. Let's see. We salute. Oh, Two Ladies says, we salute you, Kimberly. We appreciate all your efforts because of what time it is. And and then thank you to Destin, Angela, and Kimberly. Us other service members appreciate all your sacrifice always too. Yes. On the retired side, I can still say, thank you so much for our active duty. Thank you for our veterans, our National Guard, our reserves, all of you all. It's what keeps us doing what we need to do. So I appreciate everybody. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, Lady says they're from Omaha. Oh, Candace says, yes, definitely missing the tri-border homeschool group. And
it really is the best group.
yeah, the best group, right. So definitely get them listed if you can, Destin, in our group directory, okay? And Katie Addington, you all have another fan as well that's jumped on and said hi, Destin. Katie Addington.
Hi, she's a part of our homeschool group here in PK.
Thank you all so much. And anyone that watches the replay, I really appreciate you all joining. Finally, I just wanted to let you know, if you are a member of HSLDA, we appreciate you. Make sure that you reach out if you need anything from the consultants and our attorneys, compassion. There's so many avenues that benefits that come with your membership. If you're not already a member, we would love for you to join us. So if you are in the military, we offer a discount. There's a link that is accessible. It's hsldA.org/military discount. If you click that link, it'll take you right to the discount that HSLDA is thankful we can provide to you. And then the non-military link was already posted earlier in the comments. So, ladies, this has been such a blessing. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate each one of you all and what you do to homeschool in so many different parts of the world. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your, evening, day, early morning, Kimberly, around the world, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry Christmas.